food.
Where are we going to a drive-thru?
Go get I was waiting.
Should we all introduce ourselves?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
So here in the driver's seat we got Reed.
Oh, should I introduce myself?
He's gonna introduce us for it.
Oh, no, yeah, you go ahead.
And then we got Ryan over here.
It's also my brother's name.
It's
It's
just
not
me.
my brother's name.
What's your brother's name?
Peyton. You know who we named him after?
Peyton
Manning.
Yeah.
And then we got me, Tony, and Quentin in the back. We're just gonna be back here,
Vibing.
So Ryan, what is something that's good for you but you absolutely hate?
Good for me, but I absolutely hate. Ooh. It's a tough one, man. I usually the good things I try to, enjoy.
Sweet tart ropes.
Sweet tart ropes.
I love those things, but they're not good.
I like Sour Patch Kids.
But if they're,
Those are good too, man.
I love Mexican candy.
but that's like the opposite, right? That's something that
They're so good.
are bad for you, but you absolutely love.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But is it proven that it's bad for me?
Work is good for us.
But it's something that's so good, but it's bad for me.
Yeah. Still
Yeah.
trying to think through that. That's a
That
tough
you
question.
hate.
That's a
Things that you
stumper.
Vegetables, don't like them. Taste bad.
I like some.
I was gonna say I like
some
vegetables.
Okay, well I don't.
What do you guys want? Keep it like a beverage or something.
I'm gonna go with, in this COVID season, I'm gonna say Zoom calls.
a Frosty.
Because they're good for me in that I'm participating and being present, but I kind of just hate being on the video calls in general.
Yeah, I want a chocolate frosty.
4 Frosties?
I just want some. Can I get some chicken nuggets?
Yeah, that's probably fine. Yeah.
Oh, so Ryan, have you ever been happy you persevered something that you didn't want to do? Like I know with this COVID season, there's definitely some things that we could, just pull out a list for.
True.
For sure.
True. Yeah, there's been some rough patches in my life that I had to persevere and learn what that looked like and how that went.
Yeah, can I have 3
Hold that
small
thought. Hold
chocolate
that thought.
Frosties? Can I get the 4-piece chicken nugget?
I don't know. Can I ask you a question? What's something that's good for you but you absolutely hate? No, just in general, in life. Smoking.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Yeah, that's true.
You phrased the question.
I don't think you. Yeah.
What is something that's good for you that you absolutely hate?
What's that? That is just.
What's something good for you?
We're all like, good answer.
Good answer.
Well, I had to think about it for a second. And he did the same thing we did. It was something bad for you, but
man.
you liked.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, they need
Yeah,
to
he
change
did
it.
the
Right.
opposite.
They should have changed the question.
I think that's a learning experience.
Yeah, it is a learning experience.
All of us like to think of the things that are bad for us, but we love.
Sure.
So to go back to Tony's question, there's been plenty of times I've had to persevere
Thank you.
and been so incredibly happy that I did.
Nuggets, Frosties.
Are they all chocolate?
Yeah.
Okay, bet.
So there's been plenty of tough times in my life where I've had to persevere, and in that moment, it's usually pretty difficult to think of it that way. But I feel like every time I've done that, God's kind of blessed me in some way, shape, or form, where He's turned that negative into a positive, although it might have taken some time to get there. So I've always been glad that I persevered in those situations for sure.
Yeah, and that goes right along with the next question I was gonna ask, because I was gonna say why do you think it's important to God that we develop perseverance? And like you said, we never know what's gonna come from it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and sometimes it's not blessings for ourselves, right? It's blessings for people around us, and I feel like God's always used those difficult situations that I had to show my character and I had to persevere for His glory. And even if it was just showing somebody close to me that that's possible, or that's
brain freeze.
Oh. Yeah, it's so easy with a
Pain.
I always think God says in our weakness and our brain freeze, we're actually stronger. We learn about it.
Freeze.
I don't feel
Learn
stronger.
about
I
it.
like how you work that in.
Yeah.
So you're persevering and all, but what are some of the God's long-term goals that you think He has for you in life? What do you think you have?
It's funny because my wife would never have believed it, let's say 3 or 4 years ago. But I really feel like God's calling me into ministry more and more. And so I'm trying to be obedient to that. But, with that, it has its own challenges of how do you kind of provide for your family in those seasons and what does that look like long term. So, I've just been trying to take things one step at a time and a day at a time and just continue to be in prayer about whatever's going on in my life. And I know God's going to use that for not only me, but for other people. So,
man, what I love is that, in actuality, like, your story is prime ground of, God's got a plan for you, and it's not instant.
right.
Like, God's plan for you could take years, to unfold completely, you know what I mean?
And that's that perseverance we were just talking about, sometimes that obedience it doesn't come easy, but usually when we persevere through that, we're blessed beyond measure on the other side.
But what's one difficult thing that you need God's help to endure right now? How do you hope persevering grows your faith through it?
Well, I think in this season, kind of like what I just mentioned, I've been working 3 jobs. I'm basically doing whatever it takes to provide for my family, for my kids, trying to continue to set a good example to them of what, that we do whatever it takes. Even if God's calling you somewhere that's uncomfortable, all those other things in life that happen around it, you still do what it takes to provide and be successful, and then at the end of the day, pick up your cross and follow Him. So that's something that I'm learning right now in my life. I've got those 3 jobs, and so I'm feeling exhausted a lot of times, and I'm feeling worn down. But every time I kind of persevere through those different seasons and those different moments, God always kind of reminds me He's there and He's in control. And so, I've been trying to embrace that more and more, but definitely something that I need His experience with.
I think it's crazy because persevering and keeping your faith in Him. It's crazy, like you said. The reminders that He gives us to show that He's there.
Yeah.
How things will just sometimes just fall right into place.
And that's so true. It's like this. It's funny because I've got some hopeful opportunities in the future, and I just decided last week to take a step back from one of my jobs because I recognized in myself I needed a little more rest, needed a little more family time.
Yeah.
And sure enough, first thing this week, God answers that call. So can't share a lot about that right now, but I'm just super excited for what He's got planned for me.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, that's pretty much all we got. So
I'm done with my Frosty already.
No wonder you have brain freeze,
dude,
bro.
yeah, for real.
I don't play around with ice cream.
Breathe it in.
Did you?
Hey guys, I'm Kaylin. I'm a part of the Whitewater Youth Team, and if you like that video, you can check out more like this one, or you can check out our Instagram and let us know how you're doing. Love to hear from you.